Welcome to the Blocks Over Shots podcast. I'm Imam Milan,
And I'm Mitchy Boy J.
and today we're going to have our third podcast episode, and it's going to be about our playoff bracket. And then I guess a quick little, sneaker near towards the end, because we're really focusing on the bracket. And then if at the end, if we still have time, then we'll be doing our on the spot if the season were to end today, just all awards, not MVP like we did in our last podcast episode, in which you guys should go check out. But it would just be all awards. Plug. It would just be all awards on the spot right now. But yeah. Is there anything you want to say before we start this episode, RJ?
Oh, well, the disclaimers?
Is there any disclaimers really? Technically there is. Yeah, it is a bracket. It is a bracket. You did play in, right? How did you do your playing?
I just named 4 teams.
Yeah, playing because playing is 7,
almost
8, 9, and 10, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So playing is who you think your 7 seed, 8 seed, 9 seed, and 10 seed is going to be, and then you have to choose out of those 4 teams to make it out of the playing round, out of the playing games. Okay. So where do we start off? I have no clue. Where do we start off? Do we start off with our playing players, I guess?
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, because we're gonna do our awards if we still have time at the end. Okay. So go you're playing in the West.
So my 7
Your
and
4
8 seed in
teams.
the West.
No, your 7, 8, 9, 10 seed in your West. What would you think the outcome of the play-in would be? What two teams do you have making it out of the playing game?
I have Dallas. Okay, I'm gonna move my papers over here. Okay, so yeah, I have Dallas and Golden State making it out.
Okay. And what seeds were they?
They made it over the Grizzlies and Spurs.
Okay. And now give your reasoning.
Because I feel like I think we both know why Golden State. I would say Golden State over because Steph and all. Luka and Kristaps is also an amazing duo. Kristaps has been playing amazing. So yeah,
okay.
That's really why.
So my 4 teams in the West in my play-in, my 7 seed is San Antonio. This would be if we were to do 1 through 8, but then I'm also just adding in the last 2 seeds. So my 7 seed is San Antonio, my 8 seed is Dallas, my 9 seed is GSW, and my 10 seed, and for GSW, Golden State. And my 10 seed is Sacramento. And the 2 teams, yes, Sacramento. Memphis is not in the playing game.
Yeah.
And my 2 teams making it out are Dallas as a 7 seed and San Antonio as the 8 seed. So the Kings, the Warriors, and then as my 11th seed, it would be the Grizzlies. Those guys aren't making it. It'd be the Mavericks and the Spurs making it out of the playing game. It's just because it's Luka. Luka can do anything, and then San Antonio, they have that veteran leadership. DeMar has been balling, and I think that San Antonio would play Sacktown, and San Antonio would play Golden State, and in my bracket, San Antonio would play Golden State, and I'm pretty confident San Antonio would be able to beat Golden State. It's a no-brainer that Dallas would beat Sacramento, but yeah, San Antonio should be able to beat Golden State. So those are the teams that I have coming out of the West. So now give your official 1 through 8 in the West. No. Let's do play in for the other seed now.
Yeah.
So who's your playing in the East?
One thing I want to say about the West is that I had Sacramento right there. Yeah. So okay. So for the East, it was Toronto's the 8th seed. No bias, trust me. I know they made the playoffs, but this is literally no bias.
They're the 11th seed right now.
Yeah. And then I have Boston as the 7th seed. So, and then for the 2 that are outside, I have Chicago there because, Vucevic, Daniel Tice, they made big moves at the trade deadline. And the Heat.
Okay.
So I left the Pacers right out there, yeah.
Okay. So they're not in your plan. And what teams are you getting out of the plan in the East?
I have Toronto and Boston making it out.
Okay. So my plan in the East, I looked at the standings multiple times to make sure that I was getting my information correct. I'm having Charlotte as my 7th seed in the play-in, Miami as my 8th seed in the play-in, Chicago as my 9th seed in the play-in, and Toronto as my 10th seed in the play-in. So Indiana is just right out there. And my 2 teams coming out, I feel like this was pretty obvious. It's Miami and Toronto.
Yeah.
Not Chicago and Charlotte. I'm going Miami and Toronto to come out of the play-in.
It was okay for me. I made a mistake, right? So I didn't have Chicago in the play-in. I had Miami and Indiana, so no Chicago.
Okay, but you still have Boston and Toronto coming out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I have Toronto and Miami coming out of the play-in. Toronto is Toronto, they're not the type to really choke in the playoffs unless they're going up against LeBron, and LeBron is in the West, so there's no real opportunity for them to choke at this moment.
Yeah.
Miami has too much leadership on that team for them to not even make the playoffs. They have too much leadership on that team.
Yeah.
So yeah, Miami and Toronto are going to be coming out of the playing game for me. Okay, so now go your what is your 1 through 8 seed in the West? What is your 1 through 8 seed?
Okay. So in the West, okay, yeah. So as my 1 seed, okay, I'll do each matchup, like 1 versus 8 and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as my 1 seed going against the 8 seed, I have 1 seed Phoenix against 8 seed Golden State.
Okay.
And then for the 2 versus 7, I have Utah Utah as the 2 seed, Dallas is the 7. And then for the 3 seed versus 6, I have LA as the 3 seed, Portland as the 6.
Which LA?
Oh yeah, Los Angeles Lakers. And then Clippers as the 4 seed, and Denver is the 5 seed.
Okay. So my West 1 through 8 is Utah as the 1 seed, San Antonio is the 8 seed. I have the Clippers as a 2 seed, Dallas as a 7 seed. I have Phoenix as the 3 seed, Portland as a 6 seed. I have Denver as the 4 seed, and Los Angeles Lakers as the 5 seed, due to the fact that Anthony Davis and LeBron James are still going to be out for an extended period of time. Frank Vogel just said that Anthony Davis is a ways away from coming back, so that's pretty sad to hear. But yeah, I'm going to have to give LA the 5 seed. So that's not going to be too good, but when the bracket goes down the line, then you're going to see that it's not like they're down bad. Because they're going to have, what I'm thinking for the Lakers, they have all their players back in time for the playoffs.
True, yeah.
Okay, you're 1 through 8 in the East.
So now I have a first round matchup that will be really good. Well, at least I would think. Brooklyn is the 1 seed and Toronto's the 8 seed. Yeah. And then another amazing matchup. Philly is the 2 seed versus Boston is the 7 seed.
I like that.
So a little bit of drama there, you know. Milwaukee as the 3 seed and Charlotte as the 6 seed. Yeah, I have them that high because they're a great young team. New York as the New York is the 4 seed and Chicago is the 5 seed.
Okay. So we actually have very similar East brackets, which is kind of insane. I have Brooklyn and Toronto as the 1 and 8.
Okay.
I have Philly and Miami as the 2 and 7. I have Milwaukee. Like, I think all of these matchups are great. Like, these would be fire series. Nets as Toronto, like I said, as the 1 and 8. My 2 and 7 is Philly and Miami. My 3 and 6 is Milwaukee and Boston, and my 4 and 5 is New York and Atlanta. Those are 4 quality series. Quality series. Okay, so now we move right back up to the West, and we go. Who do you have as the 1-8? And then we'll trade. We'll trade. So who do you have coming out of the 1-8?
Okay.
In the West.
Okay, and also for me, what I did is like how many games each team would win in the series. You did that. Oh, okay. So yeah, so I have Phoenix beating Golden State. This might be surprising. I think it's going to 7.
Okay.
Because Golden State's a really good team.
I have Utah versus San Antonio, and I think Utah's far too good to even lose a game to San Antonio. I have Utah on 4. Utah on 4. Okay, your 2-7 matchup. 2-7.
I have Utah beating Dallas, another amazing series, but beating them in 6.
Okay. I have Los Angeles, the Clippers versus Dallas, and I have the Clippers winning in 5.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now do your 3-6. 3-6.
Yeah. Lakers versus Blazers. Okay, what I said. I have Lakers winning against the Blazers in 5.
Okay. And my 3-6 is Phoenix versus Portland. And so this is like the first upset of my bracket. Portland in 6.
Ooh, okay.
I think Damian Lillard is just gonna have one heck of a series. He's gonna average like 45 in the series. I have Portland coming out of that in 6 for sure.
So yeah, for me,
then of course you're 4-5.
Yeah. So my 4 seed. Ooh, this is another amazing matchup. Clippers Denver, so a rematch, and I think the Clippers win in 7.
Oh, okay, another 7-game series. Do you have any reasoning behind that one?
Oh yeah, for
Sounds
this
kind of interesting to me. Oh, you have the Clippers as the 4 seed or the 5 seed?
4.
Okay.
So yeah, reasoning behind this is I think they do get their revenge here because you gotta remember, playoff Rondo is on their side.
True.
So
But who knows
And
how much of a playoff Rondo he's really gonna be.
true, yeah, but like still.
It's with Rondo, it's a hit or miss in the playoffs. It's a hit or miss. But he's very good in the playoffs, and normally I would say. Okay,
Yeah.
and my 4-5 is Denver versus LA, and I have LA coming out of that one in 5 games.
Okay.
Okay.
So
We now
that
have
was
the
all.
East. We have the East. Who's your 1-8 matchup? Yeah, in the East.
So even though I said it was gonna be a great matchup, doesn't mean it's gonna be a great series, you know? So I have Brooklyn winning in 5.
Yeah, I have the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a very good matchup to watch. An intense matchup with a bunch of close games. That doesn't mean that it's going to be a tight series. No, not at all.
Yeah, close games, not a close series. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then 4-5. No,
No,
2-7.
2-7.
This is my first upset because I
Oh,
think Boston gets too much of Philadelphia all the time. So I have Boston winning 4-1.
4-1.
Okay, I'm not
Wait,
sure about.
wait a minute. Who's stopping Ben Simmons? Give me your Ben Simmons stopper on that team. JT
Okay, I don't
or
really
Jalen
know.
Brown? Give me one.
Okay,
JT or
no,
Jalen?
okay, listen. Can I change it up then? Because
Okay.
I kind of made the I think okay. If I were to change it, I might make it go 6, maybe even 7. So that's kind of like confusing for
But
me.
you
That
have Boston coming out no matter what.
yeah.
Okay. So, but who's gonna stop Joel on that team? No one's even near guarding Joel, especially with the way that Joel's playing. No one's even near. But it's all personal preference. My 2-7 is 76ers versus the Heat. And I said that the 76ers are too good to not even make the playoff. The 76ers. I said that the Heat are too good to not even make the playoffs, but that doesn't mean that they're not that good to not get out the first round. The 76ers will be beating the Miami Heat in 5 games.
So this is the 3-6 now.
Yeah, 3-6.
Okay, honestly, I think this was simple. There's no one I think at all like within a mile of stopping Giannis on Charlotte. So I have them sweeping Charlotte.
Okay. Sweeping, dang. So this is my first upset between Milwaukee and Boston. Now you're most likely right. I have no clue who's gonna stop Giannis on that team, but that Bucks team, they're not experienced enough. I have the Boston Celtics coming out of the Bucks series in 7 games. 7 games.
Yeah.
In 7. But yeah, that one, it was a really tough decision to make because it's the Bucks. You have Giannis, you have Chris Middleton. That's going to be a really good series to watch, of course, if it does end up happening. But yeah, you have Giannis, you have Chris Middleton, you have all these guys, but I think Boston's going to come out of this one. Not easily, nowhere near easily, actually, but it's going to, there's a reason why it's nowhere near easy. I got it in 7. And if I were to give like a projected score, it's going to be within like 3 or 4 the game. So yeah. And then our 4-5 minus NYK versus ATL, and who's your 4-5 again?
NYK versus Chicago. I have high hopes for Chicago, yeah. But so I still have New York coming out of this. But
okay, my bad for interrupting you. You have Chicago as a 5 seed entering the playoffs, right? Not in the playing game or anything like that.
Yeah.
Now, if I go to my trusty NBA app, let's see where Chicago. You have like high hopes for them.
Yeah, that's in there.
Because Chicago is in the playing game as the 10th seed. And in order to get out of the playing game, they need to win 4 straight and hope that Boston doesn't win 1 at all. That's in order for them to even make it out of the playing game. Like the fact that they don't need to play in the playing game.
But that's right now, though.
RJ, remember, it's a shortened season. We've already played 47 games.
No, I know it's a short season, but remember, that's still another 35 to go, you know?
True, I guess.
Or 25.
No, so yeah, 25. That means that the Bulls are gonna have to go. But like in the Bulls in the Bulls first couple of games of Vooch, I think they lost both of them actually. In Vucevic's debut, they got where's the Bulls, man? Yeah. In Vucevic's debut, they lost. They got not dominated, but they lost. Vucevic had 21 in his debut, which is good, but like I don't think okay, that's what I have to say. Vucevic as a Bull though is averaging 21 points because in both of the games he's had 21, but I don't think that they'd be that hot in the standings. Nah, Chief. Okay, but that's yours. And who do you have coming out of that series?
Yeah, I had New York in 6.
New York in 6. I have New York versus Atlanta, and I had Atlanta in 5 actually. Yeah, Trae Young. This is another.
Ooh,
This
5.
is yeah in the 5
Yeah.
in 5. This is ah. It's two upsets because yeah, Atlanta's a 5 seed, New York's a 4 seed, but they're pretty interchangeable, and Trae Young is gonna go to work.
Yeah, who's guarding
Who
Trae
would be
Young?
guarding him? Emmanuel Quickly. Emmanuel Quickly is a decent defender, but you can't guard Trae Young. I'll tell you that much. You cannot guard Trae Young.
Or
Yeah.
Derrick Rose. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
Derrick Rose can't guard Trae Young, but Trae Young can't guard anybody either. So I don't know.
So second
Yeah.
round now? Yeah, second round.
Yeah. So now we're in second round. So second round of the West. This
Okay,
Loki
so
kind of
me-
going by pretty quickly.
Yeah. So for me, it's Phoenix versus Clippers. And I have the Clippers in 6. Suns are playing amazing. I'm not gonna leave that out, but I mean it's Kawhi.
Yeah.
So like I don't yeah.
So in the second round, it's a 1 versus 5, which is Utah versus LA. You can probably see where I'm kind of going with this. I have Los Angeles in 6 games. It's not going to be an absolute blowout, sweep or whatever, but I think Utah is going to be able to take 2 games because that Utah team is talented. But yeah, LA's gonna come out of the series in 6 basketball games.
So for
And
me,
my main reason for having LA like go up this high is because so you see a team that's a 5 seed and you didn't expect them to go like really, really far. They only fell to the 5 seed for me because of injuries.
Yeah.
So take away all those injuries, like it's kind of unstoppable. But I like my third round matchup a lot. But yeah, who's your next one?
so it's not okay. So for about that Lakers thing you're just talking about, it's not exactly like tanking, obviously, but it's kind of like tanking.
Yeah, it's kind of to get worse matchups.
Yeah.
But then you're gonna no if you tank for the playoffs, then you actually get better matchups. But yeah, still, they're not. It's not like they wanted to tank. They had to technically. They're injured. But yeah, who's your next matchup in round 2 of the West?
So for me, I have the same thing you had. I have LA versus. But we're both. LA's both leading in 6. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Lakers beat the Jazz in 6 for me.
Yeah. And my next one is Clippers versus Portland, in which I have Clippers coming out of this series in 7 games. Damian Lillard's gonna feast, but the only person that's gonna be going to Cancun will be him. Yeah, I have the Clippers coming out of that series in 7. Second round matchup for the East.
So for me, it's Brooklyn, New York. You know who's gonna. Now, honestly, I'm not saying because I actually think like legitimately that New York can take 1 game, but it's gonna be a super close game.
So you're saying Brooklyn 5?
Yeah.
Okay, for me it's Brooklyn versus Atlanta. No one in Atlanta can play defense. Yeah. So Brooklyn's it's too easy. They have a series against Toronto in 5, and then they have a series against Atlanta in which I have them coming out of in 4. They're just like I hate super team so much. Hate it so much. Who's your next one?
So my next one is Milwaukee Boston, another amazing series if it happened in real life. But yeah, I have Milwaukee coming out of this one because just like in Charlotte, so it's too easy for Milwaukee as well. They win in 6 still though, so it's gonna be a tough series. So.
Okay. For me, I have Boston versus Philly, and I have Philadelphia coming out of that series in 7 games. I have them coming out of that series in 7 games. Philly in 7 in another tight matchup. So Philly cannot catch a break. They had to go up against the 7. Oh, never mind. They got a huge break. They won in 5 against the Miami Heat. What am I saying? They got a big break. But yeah, they have to go against Boston, which is a talented team. Sadly, Jason Tatum will be getting bounced out of the second round. Yeah, Philly in 7. Round 3.
Yeah. So both of us have the thing everyone has wanted. I think we can say for years now. Yeah.
Okay, LA technically not for years because both teams have only been assembled for the past 2 years.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
You can say what you want about it.
So LA versus LA, and I have the Lakers coming out in 7 games.
7 games.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Reasoning.
Oh, for me, I think I can just say this straight up now. It's LeBron in the playoffs. Plus, he has AD. When they're both healthy, and they have Dennis Schroeder, Harrell, everyone. So
Like it's
Yeah.
literally giving two guys that just came off of a dominant run in the playoffs better players.
Yeah,
I
let me
take
think
Dennis
about that
Schroeder
one.
over who was our starting point guard in the playoffs. We were running KCP at starting point guard and Danny Green at shooting guard. Right. I take Dennis Schroeder as my starting point guard any day over KCP. I take KCP as
Any
my
day.
shooting guard over Danny Green any day.
Yeah.
You should. Oh yeah, and interesting stat for you: Danny Green shot a whopping 22% from the field goal line. I don't even want to talk about 22% from the field and 20% from the 3-point line in the finals.
Yeah.
To top
and
that
if you-
off, 32% from the field 32% from the field and 32% from three in the playoffs in general. Like, what are you doing? I take LeBron James over LeBron James. I take Anthony Davis over Anthony Davis, and I take Drummond over who's our starting center? JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, not easily, but yeah.
Yeah. But for me, I have the same exact matchup, but this time I have Los Angeles Lakers. I have the Lakers beating the Flippers in 6. And guess
Okay.
what? We're gonna see Pandemic P again. I hate to say it. I never wish on somebody's downfall, but I have a feeling that we're gonna see another Pandemic P. Pandemic P cannot handle the pandemic heat. He can't do it. He can't. Which sets us up for a spectacular finals matchup. The best finals matchup. I want to say in NBA history. I want it.
Yeah.
Star-studded Lakers versus the star-studded Nets.
For me, I think that if this series goes to 7, I think it's the best in history, like easily. I think I can say easily.
So are you saying that the series is going to 7?
Oh, for me, yeah. Wait, did we talk about these? The finals? The conference finals?
Yeah, we said. Oh no, we didn't.
Yeah.
So who do you have for the East Conference Finals?
Yeah, Milwaukee versus Brooklyn. I have Brooklyn in 6 because Brooklyn.
Okay. I have Philly versus Brooklyn, and this is a back-to-back 7-game series for Philadelphia. But in this one, they take the L this time. Brooklyn in 7, because it's kind of crazy. Because Griffin can't guard Joel, LMA can't guard Joel, DeAndre Jordan can't guard Joel. If you try to throw KD can't guard Joel. No one's gonna be able to guard Joel. I don't know who's gonna guard. Huh?
Well, the Nets on offense.
Yeah, the Nets on offense is practically a guaranteed bucket each and every time down the court. Because if it's either Kyrie Irving crossing up your whole entire team, James Harden stepping back into the deep depths of the Milky Way and getting a foul, or Kevin Durant doing the most overpowered crossover I've ever seen, because he has like such a long wingspan and he just like you can't guard it. And then if you really need to, you can have LaMarcus Aldridge on the pop, and Blake Griffin's finally catching lobs again. So I don't know, what can you do? You have a guy that's averaging 26, 8, and 11 on a team that has 3 Hall of Famers. You might, I don't want to necessarily say Blake is a Hall of Famer yet. Who knows? Maybe. Yeah. But yeah, you have a guy that's averaging 26, 8, and 11, and he's one of 3 Hall of Famers on his team. Like what? What? Because I feel like KD's a lock. Harden's already a lock. Kyrie, I think, is going to make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how any team can even go into 7 with a team that has that many like star-studded players. But now we move on to our NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Okay. But for this one, I want to, because like the episode is going by really, really quickly. We started at around 2:45. It's like 3:14. Like it's 3:15.
Oh.
So we've only been going on for about half an hour? Yeah. So let's try to make it spicy. Let's try to go game by game, score by score for each game. Let's try to make it, let's try to spice it up. That's not how I did my bracket, but I'm just realizing that we haven't even been doing this for too long. So yeah, let's try that.
Wait. So one question. After this, are we going to do the awards?
Yeah, we will do.
Yeah.
So let's just go by this. Okay. So game 1 will be, because for me, LA is the 5 seed. So game 1, no matter what, game 1 is going to be in Brooklyn for both of us. So game 1 in Brooklyn, what do you think the score is? Name a player for both teams that you think is just going to do very good, like astronomically well.
Okay, so for the
Give
Nets,
like a potential stat line or something.
Ooh. Oh, I think I knew it was gonna. I don't even think, honestly, I don't think it's gonna be KD. It's gonna be going off that much in the series because he either has LeBron or AD on him, you know. So it's not gonna be an easy bucket for him. It's KD, but it's not gonna be an easy bucket. But for Harden and Kyrie, Schroeder and KCP, you know.
Schroeder's a pretty good defender, but KCP, I don't think he'll be able to guard Harden.
Yeah.
And if you do decide to put Anthony Davis on Kevin Durant, which he's completely capable of, of guarding him, you can have LeBron on either Kyrie or Harden. So who knows?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different ways that you can run your defensive lineup. But what would you think like a projected score for game 1 in Brooklyn would be?
Okay, so it's always gonna be close. I think for every game we're gonna do that. So for this one, I think it's gonna be a 111 for the Nets to 103 score.
Okay. So you have you have the Nets taking the first game, and they name one player on each team that you think is just gonna have an absolute just bomb of a game.
So for me, for the Lakers, LeBron's still gonna go off because the paint defense, you know, it's LeBron. So I think LeBron's gonna have probably like 33 points. I think he's gonna play like amazing. And the assists, again, they don't have that much defense, so like 7, 6 assists.
Okay. And name a player on the Nets that you think is gonna do pretty good.
Definitely Nets, I think it's gonna be Harden with 28 and I'm gonna give him 4 assists.
Oh,
Because he's not passing the KD that much. Because LeBron and AD on him, as I said.
yeah. Okay, so for me, game 1 in Brooklyn will also be going to Brooklyn, but in a little bit of a closer matchup. I'm going to say Brooklyn 122. So it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game. Brooklyn 122, Los Angeles 119. I'm going to say, because of course, you're not just going to have the superstars on both teams popping off in each game. I'm going to say then game 1, the deciding factor for the Nets is going to be Joe Harris. I think he's going to come off the bench and score 19 points, hit about 6 threes, have 3 or 4 rebounds and have like 2 assists, just typical Joe Harris stuff. And for the Lakers, I think LeBron's going to have a spectacular performance, but it's not going to be enough as they're going to lose this game by 3 points to the Nets. LeBron's going to have like 28, 11, and 7. You guys hear that? What is that? You guys hear that?
Yeah.
That's their police car going. It's fine. But yeah, I think LeBron's going to have like 28, 11, and 7, a spectacular stat line, but he's not going to necessarily have all the help that he should have had in this game. So Brooklyn's going to take game 1. Game 2.
So game 2, it's still in Brooklyn, but I think LA might steal a Brooklyn game. Okay. So for this one, it's going to be high scoring. It's going to be 117 to 110. So they're going to kind of slow down Brooklyn.
So they just win at 7. I mean, yeah, Lakers win by 7.
Yeah, and I think that it's going to be, okay, I'll do that for me too, like a deciding factor. So for me, I think it's going to be KCP scoring 20 points. And he actually did play decent defense. Like he actually played pretty good defense.
Alright.
And he scored, yeah, like still decent defense, yeah. Yeah. But
pretty hard to guard James Harden. Pretty hard.
Yeah. So he's not going to score that much. He's going to score 15 points. But as I said, on defense, that's kind of his impact. So yeah.
And who do you have going off for like the Nets?
Oh, yeah. For the Nets, they kind of have to shift the ball over to KD more because Harden was kind of struggling. So KD's going to score 26, 7 boards, and 4 assists.
Okay. So now move on to your game 3.
Okay. So now it's LA. And I think LA is going to like keep the momentum going. So I think they're going to win this. Kind of more low scoring, like kind of more gritty. So 111 to 107.
Okay.
And this game, LeBron absolutely goes off. 39, 9, 39, 9, and 7.
Okay, that's a beastly game. For me, game 3, I kind of agree with you. I think Los Angeles is gonna keep up their momentum going into game 3 in Los Angeles. And I feel like Los Angeles you said that it's gonna be a really close game. I think this game isn't gonna be too close. Like it'll be a close one because it's the NBA finals between 2 super teams, but it's not gonna be like astronomically close. I think the Lakers are gonna come out of this one winning 113 to 113 to 99. So they beat them by 14. So it's not astronomically close, but at any time Brooklyn could have, hit some threes and made it a close game again. But yeah, I have LA winning 113-99. And I guess we'll say no one on the Nets had a super good game because, of course, they didn't even score 100 points. But I'll give KD the benefit of the doubt, maybe say that, he has like 24, 7, and 5. And for the Lakers, I think Anthony Davis is going to really start to show his true colors. And he's going to drop 36, 11, and 3, aka dominant performance. That is just a dominant 36, 11, and 3. Yeah, I think Anthony Davis is gonna, and I think he's gonna hit like 5 or 6 threes. So I think he's gonna really show that he's about that primetime life. He's about that action. Okay, game 4.
So for me, I think it's gonna, So for me, I think it's gonna be like, it's gonna be a really close series for me. Obviously, I'm pretty sure it is gonna be for you as well. So Brooklyn's also gonna take an LA game now, and the deciding factor was DeAndre Jordan just deciding to, even with Drummond on the other side, just grab 19 rebounds,
RJ, I swear to goodness, as you said DeAndre Jordan, I'm like, okay, he probably made DeAndre Jordan score like 20 points and 19 rebounds or something like that. I swear. In my mind, I was like, he's probably going to have DeAndre score like 20 and 19. I don't know how I guessed it. I
mean, the scoring side, he only scored 13, but the rebounds is really important. So,
was there a lot of second chance points, like offensive rebounds?
Yeah, and that's why the Nets won 115-101. So they got a lot of putbacks and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of second chance points. Second chance points are very, very valuable in the game of basketball. But yeah, for me, I actually have Los Angeles taking both of their games at home, which means that they are up 3-1 in the series against the Nets. Yeah, I have Los Angeles taking game 4. It was a little bit of a closer one. Los Angeles wins 115-109. LeBron and AD combined for a total of 65 points. 32 from LeBron and 33 from AD. Yeah, this is their stat line combined. 65 points, 21 rebounds, 15 assists.
So Wilt stat line.
But it's between two players. LeBron has 32, AD has 33 to combine for those 65. For those 20 rebounds, AD with 11, LeBron with 9. And for those 15 assists, AD with 3, LeBron with 12. So a total for them would be LeBron with 32, 9, and 12. And Anthony Davis with 33, 11, and 3. So those are just two,
oh my gosh.
Crazy. And for the Nets, no one does astronomically good, like I said. But, Kyrie might, finally start to get a shine, drop like 25, 6, and 5. Because in my next game, I actually have Kyrie Irving doing really good. But, okay, game 5. Game 5 in Brooklyn.
So as you said, Kyrie Irving you want Kyrie Irving doing really good in your next game. The big 3 did really good in my game. So they decided to just, in Brooklyn, right? Yeah, in Brooklyn.
Yeah, in Brooklyn.
So, in Brooklyn, the big 3 combined for, I'll say, 86 points. Yeah. So, but I'll say the deciding factor for them. So the big 3 popped off, and they had help because Joe Harris.
That's big.
Yeah, Joe Harris had 16, and DeAndre Jordan decides to keep up his Dennis Rodman type stuff with 11 boards. So,
for me, I have Brooklyn taking game 5 in Brooklyn. So the series is now 3-2. And this is going to be a driving force for the rest of the series. Kyrie Irving decides to go off for like 37, 7 assists, and 3 boards. So he just decides to just go absolute, just the best. He decides to go Mamba mode, which results in a Brooklyn win 123-111. So there's a 12-point game in which Brooklyn will take it. And for the Lakers, I think Andre Drummond is finally going to start to be Andre Drummond on the boards. And he's actually going to be the deciding factor in a loss, sadly. But he's going to finally start to, carry this momentum. I hate, bro, why? I'm filming. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think that Andre Drummond is going to finally start to give the Lakers a little bit more help. And I think he will have a 15-point, 20-board game. While LeBron and AD combined for only 45 points, so 65-45, you're losing about 20 points there. 25 for LeBron, which then results in AD only scoring 20. So we're going to need a little bit more. RJ Drummond got the same
Yeah.
exact amount of rebounds as you did points. Take that in for my game. That would be my game 5, though. 3-2 in favor of Los Angeles for now. Moving on to game 6 in Los Angeles.
So yeah, in LA for me.
Wait. So what's the score in your thing right now? Like,
Oh,
what's the
3-2.
series? 3-2 in favor of Brooklyn or Los Angeles?
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, okay.
So for me, as I said, if I want this final series to be the best one of all time, it has to go to 7. LA decides in LA to do LA things, and they win, and LeBron does LeBron things.
Oh, I'm
28
afraid to
points.
I'm afraid to hear this.
I'm just gonna say it quick: 28, 12, and 13, and it's 12 rebounds, 13 assists, and those 13 assists were mainly to AD, who had 29. So you
Okay.
kind of get it.
So 57 points between two players. 50. What was the score?
So I didn't even think of that. So yeah, the score, LA kind of ran away with this one, which is weird because the Nets are scoring. Less than 100 points for the Nets. 99 exactly. So 99, and the Lakers score 119. So it went by 20.
So 20-point win for Los Angeles. In game 6 for me, Lakers up 3-2. Need one more win to close it out. The big 3 is a big 3. They force a game 7 in Los Angeles. We're going to Brooklyn for game 7 because the big 3 combined for 105 points.
No.
105 points.
No.
35 for each of them. All 3 of them had 35. They couldn't be stopped. No one on that court could be stopped. Kevin Durant with 35 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Kyrie Irving with 35 points, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds. James Harden, a 35-point triple-double. They couldn't be stopped in this game. They couldn't be stopped in this game. And LA's dynamic duo was just not enough. LeBron at 30, AD at 25. They couldn't. 105 points between 3 players. And Brooklyn ends up blowing them out. 134. Think about that. 29 other points between all other players.
Oh my gosh. What?
That's insane to even think about. 29 other points between all other players because of 105 from your big 3. Like, what? Like, the rest of y'all scored 29? I wouldn't mind being on that team. Carry me. Yeah, but it's 134 to 111. So, yeah, easy dubs. 134 to 111.
Yeah, the thing I was saying with talented is that has to be the most talented big 3 ever. You can argue with me all you want. Anyone can.
Ever. Like, you've heard of ever. Okay, and the very last game. Game 7.
Now, this is going to be a really close game. In fact, it's going to be an overtime game 7 finals game with 2 super teams. So I'll just say the score, but I won't say who scored for each team. I want you to guess who won just by stats.
Okay.
The score for Brooklyn. Oh no, I'm bad. The score for one team is 129. The other score is 134.
Okay, I'm saying because of the fact that your first instinct was Brooklyn, I'm going to say Brooklyn 129, LA 134, right?
So your champions are the Los Angeles Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The Nets? Oh, wait. The Nets went 134 to 129?
Yes.
Shipping.
So, yeah. You can, anyone can argue the Lakers can win. I know they can, but I have the Nets. That's just me, though. It's just me.
Stat line, whatever.
Yeah, so pushing factor was Blake Griffin thinking that he plays for the Clippers. He scored 27 points. So James Harden had 13 assists. So I think kind of get why Blake had that many.
What about the Lakers?
For the Lakers, they did their Lakers thing because they still scored 129 points. So like LeBron had 29, 8, and 3, which is weird. Three assists, which is really weird. And yeah, for Anthony Davis, he had 27, 11, and 4. So more
Okay.
assists than LeBron. So it's weird.
Just 7 assists between the both of them. Yucky. Yucky. Okay,
LeBron,
for
baby, no doubt.
me, you now have to guess the score. Mine was not an overtime game, but it was high scoring as yeah.
Yeah.
One team scored 134. So same exact score as yours, quite frankly. One team
Okay.
scored 134, the other one scored 137 points. And it was a game-winning shot in the buzzer beater shot, Game 7 NBA Finals on a three-pointer. They didn't even need a three. They could have taken a two or hit some free throws. No, a game-winning three to win a Game 7.
Oh my
134
god.
to 137. Who do you think won? And if you had to take a guess, who do you think hit the game winner?
Oh. Okay. So I don't even have to say the team if I say the player. James Harden.
Okay. So you have the Nets winning this one. Let me just look at this real quick. Okay. The winner of the 2021 NBA championship. There's no asterisk because they're not in Disney. The Brooklyn Lakers.
Who won it?
The Los Angeles
Lakers?
Lakers.
Okay. So
And the game-winning hitter was none other than Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
I was thinking that too, which is weird.
They left him wide open in the corner. They were so focused on LeBron and AD. They were double teaming LeBron, double teaming AD, and then they just have Kevin Durant just swarming around in the paint. And well, KCP throws a fake pass to the corner, and I don't know why Kevin would fall for it. It's Andre Drummond in the other corner, so yeah. So KCP throws a fake pass to Andre Drummond, and he's wide open for three, and that one is bottoms. And I have a feeling that if he had missed that shot, all of Laker Nation would have probably disowned him, and his black card would have been revoked. So that says a lot. But yeah, I have LA coming out of the NBA Finals in real life in 7 games. Now, of course, I don't think that I don't think that Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is going to hit a game winner in Game 7 of the NBA Finals to beat the Nets by 3. But if I had to take a guess, I would say Los Angeles would win the series in 7 in a high-scoring game. But I don't really think that it would actually be a game winner. But I guess just to build a little bit of hype for the actual NBA Finals. And we have a little bit of time left. It's only 3:30, so I guess we can do a quick little speed run through our weight. Okay, let's just go over our bracket again, just to make sure that you're good with your bracket.
Yeah.
You're good with your bracket. So round 1, Utah, San Antonio, Utah in 4, Clippers, Dallas, Clippers in 5, Phoenix, Portland, Portland in 6, and Denver, LA in 5. What's your first round in the West?
Okay. So Phoenix winning in 7 against Golden State. I'm fine with that. LA Clippers winning in 7 against Denver. I'm fine with that as well. So I agree with my West. The Lakers beating Portland in 5, and the Jazz beating Dallas in 6.
Okay, so now go to just round 2 of the West. We're just gonna go through the West and then the East. So round 2 of the West, for me, it's Los Angeles, the Lakers versus the Jazz. I have Lakers in 6. Portland versus LAC. Clippers winning in 7. I'm fine with that. Perfectly.
Yeah. I have the Lakers beating the Jazz in 6, and then the Clippers beating the Suns in 6. So okay. I'm fine with mine as well.
And my round 3 is Clippers, Lakers in 6.
And mine's is the same thing in 7. And LA's winning in 7.
So now we move on to the East. Go to your first round of the East.
Okay, so Brooklyn beating Toronto in 5, but that's easy. Knicks beating Chicago in 6, yeah. Milwaukee sweeping Charlotte, yeah. And then Boston beating Philly. I would change that instead of 5 games because I was just dumb. I would change that to 7 games.
Okay.
For
me, Brooklyn, Toronto, Brooklyn 5, perfectly fine. New York, Atlanta in 5, perfectly fine. Bucks versus Boston, Boston 7, perfectly fine. Miami, 76ers in 5, perfectly fine with that. Round 2, Brooklyn, Atlanta, Brooklyn in 4, and Boston, Philly in 7. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your second one?
So I have Brooklyn beating the Knicks in 5, perfectly fine with that. The Milwaukee beating Boston in 6, yeah.
Okay, and round 3, Brooklyn, Philly, Brooklyn 7, yeah.
And then I have Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Brooklyn 6.
And finals, Brooklyn, LA in 7.
And then I have same thing, but Brooklyn's winning in 7.
Yeah, so there is our bracket, and I guess for a little bit of extra content for this, no, I can't touch the mic. Never mind. I guess for a little bit of extra content for this podcast, we'll do a quick little award show, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's just go off with what are you doing? Okay, let's start off with Coach of the Year. Why not? Coach of the Year. So I'm gonna kind of announce it for you. Okay. And RJ here, and it's your boy Jay's. Kia, Coach of the Year goes to
Monty Williams.
Monty Williams of the Phoenix Suns. Carried his team to the. What did I have them again? Oh no, technically this is yours. So what are the Suns in yours?
I had them as the 1 seed, and that's because they're playing beautiful basketball.
Carried his team, coached a team to 1 seed, but sadly to get bounced out of the first round. Right? No.
They won in 7 and then lost to the Clippers in the second round.
Okay. But sadly to get bounced out of the second round. Milan. Okay, no, I'll go through all your awards and then my awards. Okay. Your Kia. Most improved player award goes to
I can't say his name. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they didn't make the playoffs, but he had a good season.
I'm just gonna say an explanation for it. So he went from 19 points per game to 24, big upgrade, and then he doubled his assists per game from 3 to 6, and then his efficiency is better. So yeah.
Okay. But yeah, can you give me a quick more awards? Because I don't know why my brain is I know MVP, DPOY, and then it would be
6th man of the year.
And that's it? Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your
Kia. Rookie of the year.
Rookie. Okay. So your Kia 6th man of the year is
Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, this is by the way our real stuff, in real life, not for this or whatever. Jordan Clarkson of the Utah Jazz.
Should I explain? Oh, okay. So my explanation here was he's averaging 17 points per game off the bench, more than his starting point guard, Mike Conley, and more than Kyle Lowry. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've already done Coach of the Year, Most Improved Player, 6th man of the year. Your Kia Rookie of the Year goes to, if the season were to stop today. It's easy.
I would say LaMelo, yeah.
Yeah, that's easy. Yes.
Yeah. And he's averaging 21, 6, and 6 as a rookie. Yeah. And his passing is off the charts for a rookie, I would say. Yeah.
True. That's very true. Your Kia Defensive Player of the Year goes to
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons of the Philadelphia 76ers.
And I have him because he's first in deflections. This isn't that big of a thing. It kind of is, but not really. And he's averaging 1.8 steals and basically a block, 0.9 blocks. Yeah.
And now, the most important award of the night, your Kia Most Valuable Player goes to.
Yeah, we went over this in a recent podcast, and that is LBJ.
LeBron James of the Los Angeles Lakers. No, let me say it in here. LeBron James of the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm terrible. Okay, I guess now I'll do the same exact thing, but for me, because I can just say it off the top of the dome without having to go like this, waiting for you to say yours.
Oh, okay. So
my Kia Coach of the Year. What, you wanted to do it? Go.
I'll do it with sorry. I'll do it with
what do you do it?
With a hair pick as a fist. I'm bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Your Kia Coach of the Year goes to
Quinn Snyder.
Oh, okay.
You have to say it.
Why?
You didn't say Quinn Snyder of the Utah Jazz. You're so bad. Oh my gosh, you shouldn't even be here.
Coach of the Year goes to Quinn Snyder of the Utah Jazz, and why?
And my reasoning is because you do not know a single person other than the Utah Jazz would be the best team in the league right now. You do not know a single person that thought that the Utah Jazz would be the best team in the league right now. So that is my reasoning, and Quinn Snyder's a big part of that, as of course being their coach.
And now your Kia most improved player goes to.
My mind is like flying. What's his name? No, Milan. You can just take your time. What is his name?
Christian Wood.
Christian Wood. No, Jeremy Grant. I'm terrible. Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant, my bad.
Okay. So yeah, your Kia most improved player goes to Jeremy Grant. And explanation. You don't really need to.
I'm giving it to Jeremy Grant because he's having one heck of a season in Detroit. And of course, it's not leading to any wins at all. But it's fun. It's fun basketball to watch when Jeremy Grant's playing. It's fun basketball to watch. And I think he upped his points per game from like 11 to 21. Yeah, that's my MIP.
Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, you're I'm terrible. Your Kia rookie of the year goes to just
LaMelo. That's his name. His name is LaMelo. LaMelo Ball. Hi.
I'm just gonna say no explanation needed. Okay. Yeah. That's.
Imagine forgetting Sixth Man of the Year. Like.
Oh no, I'm gonna.
Wait, you think Rookie of the Year is less important than Sixth Man of the Year? No, we need to have a long 1 hour conversation about this after the podcast.
Oh no, I know you mean. Okay. So no, you did Sixth Man of the Year after too. It's fine.
Cap. I had Sixth Man of the Year, then Rookie of the Year. Lying.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm bugging. Sure. Your Kia Sixth Man of the Year goes to
Clarkson of Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah. So your Kia Sixth Man of the Year goes to Jordan Clarkson. Why?
No real explanation. He's the sixth man on the best team in the league, averaging 17 points per game. Moving on.
Yeah, that's simple. Yeah.
Simple.
But shout out to Chris Boucher for that award. Wait, is he starting? No, kind of.
No, kind of on occasion. I think they were running a lineup of Kyle, Freddie, Norm, OG, and Pascal at times.
Yeah. No idea why, but yeah.
OG at the power forward. Imagine OG having to guard Anthony Davis. Let's not even imagine it.
OG's dead. Your Kia DPOY or Defensive Player of the Year goes to
Rudy Gobert, but as close to runner-ups are LeBron James and Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Ben 2, LeBron 3.
Why?
Due to the fact that Rudy Gobert is the best defensive player on one of the best defensive teams in the league. And if you want to talk about the best defensive player on the best defensive team in the league, the award goes to LeBron. But that's not how it is. If the NBA was you're the best player on the best team, you get the most valuable player, or you get whatever award, LeBron would have the defensive player of the year. He's the best defensive player on the best defensive team. The Lakers are far and away in defensive rating, the best team on the defensive side of the ball. Far and away, even without AD. We were worse at defense with Anthony Davis.
Okay, now slowly.
Overrated.
I have LeBron a close second there. I don't know why I didn't say that, but yeah.
Yeah. LeBron is the best defensive player on the best defensive team in the league, but I gotta give it to Rudy Gobert. Shot blocking machine, shot blocking master.
Yeah. So how did I forget MVP? Oh my god. So your Kia, we know who it is, but yeah, your Kia MVP goes to
LeBron James. We went over
why and MVP. Yeah. Well, he can.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he. That's what that he is just a beast in year 18 at 36 years old, and he's just LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron. It's not even like he's not winning because of voter fatigue. He hasn't won it since like I don't even know when. 2014?
No, wait, because he won it 2009, 2010. He only has 4, by the way. 2009, 2010, no 2011, 2012, he hasn't won it since 2013. which is
Okay.
foolishness.
That's
Yeah, and
crazy.
I'm only remembering that because in his only 2 championships in Miami, he won the MVP and the Finals MVP that year. LeBron was so close to winning MVP, Finals MVP, and DPOY in 1 year. So close, just close, just
No,
close.
he won it. No, he won it. Okay, but yeah. So
Okay. Well, I guess that's going to be the end of the podcast. We finished at around 3:45. This is actually the exact time that we were hoping to finish. So that's kind of perfect. If you guys did enjoy our 3rd episode of the podcast, make sure you guys drop a like. We've been getting so much support on these podcast episodes. It's kind of insane. Like my main channel isn't doing as good as the podcast. My main channel that has like 70 something subscribers isn't doing as good as this, which is just surreal to even say. So thank you guys for all the support on the first 2 podcast episodes. Thank you so much. You want to say something to close it out, RJ?
peace.
Bye.